Ah, yes, finally an interesting WCQ. Make sure you guys smash some crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us. So we get to see a little bit of a different picture here. We get to dive into the world of Korea for their WCQ. And this one's a little bit more interesting in terms of what they actually have legal for this, because I don't see any of them their tunes. I believe they're actually pretty close on our heels for their card pool. But Maliss, that's right, Maliss of all things somehow managed to win their event, which I did not have that on my bingo sheet for 2026. Maliss winning a WCQ, but that's good. Kewl Tune's second place is really good. Radiant Typhoon Sky Striker, that's not surprising because, you know, it's like the OCG recently just learned that being able to use the Radiant Typhoon cards in, you know, Sky Striker is just free spell cards, free bodies thinned out. You know, you're getting some good advantage, and it's auto just Sky Striker access. It's really good. Canine Crystron, no way. We also had an Elf Note, a White Forest, a Branded, and another Radiant Typhoons into Sky Striker decks in Top Cut. So let's talk about our first place Maliss list. Now, truthfully, if you're expecting anything innovative within, you know, these decks, the truth is you're not going to get it. You do get to see Hydro Shrive Dragon down here, absolutely being a menace that he is. And of course, you do get the very funny card here to make it during the opponent's turn. So the thing I like about this deck was the reason why I was playing this on tabletop for a little bit. You get to turn your Link 5 here with the help of this into a Hydro Drive Dragon during the opponent's turn, which ends up being a form of additional disruption to mess up the opponent, which is hilarious. The fact that they made Hydro Drive Dragon a Link 5 that is a requirement of a Link 1 or a, you know, 1+ to make it is so crazy. But once again, I mean, this card, you get to use the, you know, the Code Talker negate and then, you know, immediately warp into this to provide you with additional coverage to, you know, do well, which is good. You also have to remember, the OCG has the trade-off here. You know, they lost Ransom, but they got to keep, you know, this one. Meanwhile, the TCG and the Divorce got to keep the other version, which kind of balances things out a little bit more. But I understand exactly why this deck did well. You also have WP Fancy Ball down here, providing you with an additional card to kind of keep the Congo line going. Definitely interesting, but I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you would expect to see. Now, Unfun Tune. In terms of what this deck has going for it, for the TCG, the fact that there was, I guess maybe tunes just weren't legal for this, but you do get to see we are playing the Deep Eyes in here, which automatically, remember, Rotary's limited to 1, so we play, I'm totally not Rotary 2 and 3, that are both just floating here, generating extra advantage for you, which is a little bit not surprising, because the goal is to just filter for the extra advantage that this gives you, and congratulations, you know, you get it. I do also see that they are playing the 1 Gamma, the 1 Driver. This has been a pretty simplistic thing. The OCG has loved the idea of just getting to take advantages. My only complaint is, God, when you draw the bad driver, it just feels so bad. I do like that they have all their Mulch Armies in the side deck here. We have the Trap card, as you would expect, and then Anti-Scam Fragrance. I would not be surprised to see Anti-Scam getting blown up in a future list, because, God, this card, when it resolves, is just so impactful. Radiant Typhoon Sky Striker. You're ready to see a Sky Striker deck that we can't actually enjoy here in the TCG. So this is where you get to play 3 of the Special Summon, which is so free for this deck, man. The fact that the OCG just said, oh, hey, it's okay. We're not going to touch the Radiant Typhoon package. We're going to allow you to continue to generate the free advantage from this, which is automatically crazy to me, but you know, it's okay. All you need is the very small package, and then it's also really cool because, you know, you also get to play the 3 visions. The other thing is, if you see extra copies of these, it's not like you can't just go activate the second copy, go search for an MST, because it's limited per effect on activation, which does actually help you out, which, you know what, I kind of appreciate. It's all absolutely good value. But outside of that, I mean, you have hand trap access in here. You know, yeah, Ghost Spell, 1 Moonlit Chill, a Maxi, and a Droll. I think this is all fine. in terms of your coverage. You're still getting access to the good parts of the deck, and you're still generating that advantage. Shout out to the Mulch Armies being in the side deck yet again. So this is a spellcaster pile that I see here. So I see we've chosen to play the 2 crowns for the lockdown. I see we also got the super polys. I mean, if the OCG had triple super poly, they'd be doing some more crazy stuff. But also, this is the first list I've seen that's actually looking to abuse Norden. Not only is it a super poly target, we can also instant fusion into this stupid thing to get an extra body on the field. And if we're getting the free revive off of this, that just means we get access into our, Exceed 4 here. Just kind of keep the Congo line going. Even funnier, that makes this deck as crazy as it is, we do get access into the Cosmo Queen to actually rotate into locking down the opponent. Well, yeah, having Secret Village access is absolutely insane, and I cannot believe that we have just been allowed access to deploy the village. Like, congratulations, you just poop this thing on the field and your opponent's just going to have absolutely one of the worst times of their life. It's kind of unfair. Oh, hey, look, another Kewl Tune deck that's got Rotary in disguise. I need to really draw, just a Rotary and a cosplay of the Deep Eyes. Like, this is such an appropriate cleanup for this, and absolutely so worth. This build is also playing triple TFAV, but your TFAV targets are 1 Albion, 1 Eccles. I guess, to be fair, you do reload this back up, so if you do see the multiple copies, it's not as detrimental to you as you kind of expect. We're also side decking the Red Rebooto. Having Red Reboot on the blowout is absolutely good, but as you can see, like, there's no mind shuffle here, so you're not really, losing out, I guess, too much on, the more random-esque blowout cards. You're kind of just rotating through and doing your best for what you can kind of get. Ooh, we have a White Forest pile. First of all, gosh darn it, this is a big pile. So we are doing Elf Note White Forest, which just means we're going to be ending on the Big Sisters. This also has access to OSS, which is kind of interesting. I do appreciate that. But also, you have the triple field spell here, which is just kind of they're going to keep the Congo line going on the pressure. I do want to look at the side deck, though. So side deck, we have the double thrust, which is really, really cool. We have the double Ultimate Slayer. We have, of course, another deck that has access to Secret Village. My absolute favorite card, which is just so crazy. But just looking at all of this, in terms of what you would expect with this list, this looks pretty standardized. The Elf Note combination to be able to filter through is fine. Even if it's a smaller reduced package, it still gets the initial pieces up. But I mean, the main thing that's carrying this list is 100% sure going to be the Sisters of Destruction. They just get so much set up for you. It's crazy. Your other pile, first of all, gosh darn it, this list was playing a Skullmeister. I don't know who let Skullmeister out of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Jail to be able to do things, but that's hilarious. You really just never get the opportunity to see this one come up, and I think that's actually really, really funny. The fact that you also, once again, you get to see this make-believe package that I wish that we could use, where, auto one spell into the graveyard, automatically filter into the next piece and kind of keep on going. It's so good. Also only 2-0. They have the ability to play multiple, and they just choose not to. And then our last list here is actually branded. Ooh, I see they're playing the bird. This was a cool idea. The TCG tried it for a little while. It took off, and then it just kind of fell to the wayside, which is a little bit disappointing, to say the least, but it's definitely a free extender for the deck, which does help out a lot. Also, 2 of the big Dogma, 2 Albion is fine. We are doing the Sword Soul Synchro, which I think is fine, right? The goal is to get you into another starter, to kind of continue to branch out, which is kind of nice for what you want to see for the deck. But I mean, this is just another event in the books. Definitely interesting results, though. I didn't think Maliss actually had it in it to topple a WCQ, but here we are. We're seeing more of these positive results from, these events, and it's quite interesting. I like that. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.